Hello, Superhuman. How are you doing? I'm so excited that you clicked on the link and decided to watch. Thank you very much for joining. This is Uzizi Udwefe Ideho. I'm known as the teen's best friend, and if it's your first time here, you really want to stick around because today I'm going to be sharing with you on pride versus self-love. And this is because in this month of September, really, I've been sharing with us, for teen territory, the versus series. So like the first Thursday of this month we had love versus lust. For the second Thursday of this month we had bold versus unmanly, and that was a YouTube version, like for bold and versus unmanly. So if you have not seen that video, you just might want to go through the video on YouTube here. And for last week Thursday, I beg your pardon, we looked at careful planning versus procrastination, and that was on WhatsApp. So if you are not yet part of the WhatsApp community for teen territory, you just might want to be. You can leave me a comment in the comment section and I'll take it up from there. So today, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you on pride versus self-love, because sometimes even as teenagers you tend to mistake pride for self-love, and other times mistake self-love for pride. So let me strike the balance, and I'm going to be doing this explaining with 5 points, 5 points to show pride, to display signs of pride, and 5 points on how you can really maintain self-love for yourself. And if you're not doing this already, you just might want to put this in place. But before I get straight into the video, if you're new watching my videos, please do want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do not forget to also click on the like button and leave a comment if you learned something new from this video. All right, guys, so let's go straight into the video. Now, what are some signs that you're going to see in a person, or after this video you sit down and do an evaluation and you see in yourself and you just know that, oh, okay, this is really pride creeping in? The first thing is an overestimation of self. Hey, like if you see such people, right, you're just going to know they really overestimate themselves. People who think that nobody else can do it better than them. And if you are such a person, if you are such a teenager that exhibit this character, then you need to check yourself out, because this is one of the really clear examples of pride. Okay, so if you overestimate yourself to a point that you just, your shoulders are just really there, like you can't even bring your shoulders down. If you're walking, you're looking over your shoulders to see who's there, who can beat me, who can be compared to me. This, my darling, it's not a right way to live. It's not the best way to live, because pride goes before a fall, even the Bible says it. So this is the really first clear example of pride. You just really overestimate yourself. Like you don't ever think you have flaws, you're perfect. Not to say that you cannot celebrate yourself, right? But there is an extent that it gets to. Let's be honest, it becomes an overestimation of self to a point that you don't see anybody else. So the only person you can see is you. Darling, if this is you, then you need to adjust, okay? And if you think this is self-love, then it is not self-love. I'm going to be explaining when I also explain self-love. Now, the second thing I'm going to be telling you as a pointer, this is a pointer to pride, is you find it hard to receive correction, or you just really challenge correction. You find it really difficult to accept correction. If this is you, then this is pride, and you need to check it. Okay, so if maybe you've done something and you think it's perfect, because like the pride cap is on your head, and someone tends to correct you, you're like, no, that can't be. I did it. It's because I'm the one who did this thing. It has to be correct, and that's an issue, because the honest truth is we cannot be correct 100% of the time, because there are people who have gone ahead of us who knows way better, and there are times that because we are also humans, we make little corrections or even big corrections that we need someone, big errors rather, that we need someone to also correct us. Okay, so if you find it hard to receive correction, like you don't want to be corrected because you're the one who made this thing, you're the one who put this thing in the way that you think it should be, and someone else is giving you a view that I don't think this is correct. Okay, instead of you to actually sit and say, okay, so why do you think, or why do you say this is not correct? What do you think I could have done better? If you do not, accept correction, or even tend to see from other people's perspective why that thing they are saying is not correct really might not be correct, then it's a pointer of pride. Or you just challenge corrections, like you can't stand to be corrected. If someone tries to correct you, okay, do it this way, go this way, you're like, no, it has to be this way. Even when it's really clear, it's vivid that it has to be this way, but because of pride, it has blocked your sense of reasoning. You are saying it has to be this way. So if you're in this category, then you also need to check it. The third point I'm going to be sharing with you is self-centeredness. Oh my goodness. If you can't think of anybody else but you, if you cannot accommodate people into your space, if you are not, hospitable, you can't think about helping other people, you can't even put people first, if you're self-centered, it's a pointer that you have pride. Or if you know people who can't even think of helping someone or doing something nice for someone, or just trying to put someone first before themselves. Not saying that you're going to hurt yourself trying to help someone, no, but just that little act of kindness. It's all about you. It's all about you. You don't care what anybody thinks. You want to use people's stuff, but you don't want them to even touch yours. How much more use your own? Then you have to check it. You just might be self-centered. And it really just started in small ways, okay? Okay, so you want to put on your brother's sneakers. You want to wear his shirts, but you can't stand the thought that is even trying to, put on yours. Okay, you're just being self-centered. You want to eat other people's food. You want to spend their money, but you can't even bring out yours. All is a pointer to self-centeredness. You're just concerned about yourself. Even if you're in a team and something is going wrong, the first thing in your mind is, how can I save myself? Okay, you're not thinking as a team member. You're always thinking me. It's I. Then it's a pointer of pride. The fourth one that I'm going to be sharing with you is that you can ask for help. Proud people really find it difficult to ask for help because they feel like they know it all. And if you fall in this category, dear teenager, then you also need to check yourself, because we all need help at some points. Okay, we all need help. Even Jesus cried out to the Father for help when he was on earth. So if you find it difficult to ask for help, I know sometimes people hide on the guise of, I don't like bothering people, or I don't want them to feel like, no, it's because you do not want to be in a lesser position. That's why you cannot ask for help. Not that you don't want to be a bother to people or something, but ask for help, especially when it's coming from someone that you've looked down on, or someone that's that's younger than you are, or not the same class per se. You just find yourself, I can't ask that person for help. Me ask, no, I can't. And it's a very wrong thing to do, because you will not go farther with your teenager. So if you find yourself, pushing away help and you're hurting, but rather than ask for help, you rather hurt, then you need to check it. It also is a pointer of pride. So I'll share with you 4 now. 1, overestimation of self. 2, I told you find it difficult to accept correction, or you challenge corrections. 3, you're self-centered. And the 4th one I share with you now is that you cannot ask for help. Okay, so the 5th one that I'm going to be sharing with you is that you are quick to condemn other people, and you're also quick to compare. If you don't see, like you just can't see the good with any other person, maybe they do something like, it's not fine, it's not good, you're just really quick to condemn. You never appreciate the efforts of others, but you are quick to criticize. Not constructive criticism now, but criticize to hurt them, criticize to make them feel little. Then you need to check it. That's pride, just spreading and hugging you all the way through. So guys, check it out. If you're quick to condemn people, you don't appreciate their efforts, you don't, give thumbs up for things that they do, or you're quick to compare, like, you did that, so I can do it better, I can do it more than you've done, like, no, that's pride. It's not a healthy way of living. So remember, like, today I'm sharing with you pride versus self-love. Now that we've seen some things that just really forms the bulk of pride, let's see what self-love is as compared to pride. Remember, it's self-love versus pride, and the essence of this video is so that you don't get to mistake self-love for pride and pride for self-love. Now that I've broken down some certain points for you to know what pride is, let's now go over to what self-love is. And don't forget that if you have not subscribed to this video, do want to please subscribe, leave a comment, also click on the like button and turn on the notification bell so that when I drop other videos, you'll also be notified. Okay, fam, so let's talk about self-love. The first thing about self-love that I'm going to be sharing with you is you like yourself. It's that simple. You like yourself, but you do not worship yourself. There are people who worship themselves. There are individuals, there are teenagers who just really worship. When I say worship, I mean literally they worship themselves. Like, oh my goodness, nobody can be this beautiful. Nobody. Yes, it's good to like yourself, but to a healthy extent, not to the point that you feel like nobody else can be better than you are. Nobody else is finer than you. Nobody else is worth it aside you. That's to an extent that you're not beginning to worship yourself. But you like yourself. You appreciate yourself. You're comfortable, being you. Like, I'm comfortable being Uzizi. I love myself. I like me. Do you understand? And you should also like you too. But not to a point that you don't see the good in other people. If you don't, and you cannot see the good in other people aside you, then you are worshiping yourself. You no longer love yourself. It's not more than love for you. It has gone to an extent that you worship yourself, and you also demand other people to worship you. You always want to be the center of attraction. You always want to be the one everyone will take notes of. That's to a point of worship, and that's no longer self-love. So for self-love, you just really like yourself. You appreciate yourself, that you're comfortable with yourself. The next thing I'm going to be sharing with you on self-love, if you really love yourself, the things that you're going to do. Sorry guys, my alarm. Okay, so the next thing you're going to be doing, that if you really love yourself, is that you're going to accept corrections, because it's just part of life. You accept corrections because you want to be better. One thing, correction, when we receive corrections, what it does for us is that it helps us to grow. Do you understand? We will not make certain errors that we have made before because we've received corrections in those particular areas. But if we don't receive corrections, we're just going to be headstrong doing wrong things. But when we receive corrections, it just shows that we love ourselves to the point that we want to improve, we want to become better. So if you love yourself, like when it comes to self-love, you'll be open to corrections. You're not going to challenge corrections. You're going to wait and say, okay, this is right, I could have done it better. All right, thank you for correcting me. Okay, so this is why we even have corrections in school. It's not to make us feel like we are failures. No, it's to make us understand that, okay, so there's room for failure, okay? But that doesn't make you a failure, and this is the correction. So next time, instead of doing it this way, you can also do it this way, and this is the right way. So if you love yourself, you're also going to accept corrections. The third I'm going to be sharing with you on self-love is you know your strengths and your weaknesses. Even as teenagers, yes, it's time that you begin to identify and itemize your strength and your weaknesses. And part of self-love is that you celebrate your strength and you work on your weaknesses, or you also seek help for the areas whereby you are weak. Maybe you are very, very good at what should I do now? Let's say you're very good at making plans. Okay, you can sit down, you can take your time, you can strategize. You can make the plan of how it's going to be from point A to B, all the way down to Z, and start all over again. You are super, super good with that. That's a wonderful strength that you have. But your weakness could be that you don't know how to execute. Do you understand? Like, you don't know how to carry out these things that you have planned. Execution, taking actions could just be the weakness for you. But when it comes to planning, fantastic. You can if it allow me to say, if you can achieve the goals with planning, you have done it already. But any plan left on the planning table and not acted upon is just a plan. It's like a mere wish, okay? But you're fantastic, and that's your strength. So what can you now do that you always procrastinate, or you find it difficult to execute the things that you have planned for? You can seek counsel in that area. You can have a team to say, what guys, this is the plan I have. I want to write a book, so I need you to be like my accountability partner. That's the word. So ask me questions. Have you written chapter 1? Have you written this first paragraph? Have you read this book to get more idea on this particular topic you're writing about? You could seek help. And these things that we do, that you do for yourself, rather than having known your weakness and working on it, is showing that you love yourself to a really healthy extent. So I've said 3 things now. I hope you're taking notes. Let's go to the first one. The first one is that you're authentic. Right? You do not need any other person to be you. You don't envy other people. You just really like to be yourself. You're comfortable. You are authentic to the point that you do not have to bleach your skin. You are authentic to the point that you love your physique. You are comfortable. You do not really wish to be other persons. And that's authenticity. Okay, so I'm me, right? I have knockness. Yes, so what? I'm good with it. I can walk. right? So you have a certain color of skin, you love it, you appreciate yourself, you do not want to do things that will hurt you, and in the process you lose your authenticity. Okay, so being authentic is also part of self-love, and it's a really, really, really important part of self-love. So if you find it being authentic to yourself, if you find it being hard and being true to yourself, then you need to check it. It could be pride. But if you just really appreciate yourself, you're authentic to you, you're true to you, you know your strength again and your weakness is fine. That, my darling, is self-love. And the fifth one is that you make right choices. You are conscious about choices that you make, especially now that you're a teenager. You're just looking at your teen age right now. You're looking at 10 years from now, 25, 4, 3. You make right choices, and this falls with the category of friends that you roll with, things that you do for your body, and for your body, your mental growth, things that you just things that will push you forward, that will give you, that'll be like stepping stones. You make right choices. You decide to say, you know what, every other person can be smoking, not me. I care so much about my body. Every other person can, go clubbing at the expense of their studies, not me. Every other person can, be in cult groups, not me. Every other person could just do whatever they want, refuse to heed corrections, not me. Every other person could just, live a carefree life. I'm not going to live a carefree life. My life is important. Destiny is tied to me. The seat of greatness is in me. Yes, people may choose to be undisciplined, just live however they want, but you pay the price, to be disciplined. All these things, you do by making right choices. It just goes a long way to show that, yes, you appreciate yourself and there's self-love. So yes, guys, that'll be all I'll be sharing in this video with you. So let me take it from the top again for self-love. Number one, I said that you like yourself, not so a point of worship anyway, but you like yourself. Second is that you're open to corrections. Third is that you know your strength and your weaknesses, and in knowing your strength, you celebrate them, and for your weaknesses, you also work on them. And the fourth one I said is that you're authentic, you are true to you, you love you for you. And the fifth one that I told you guys is that you make right choices. Okay, so I hope you're able to know the difference between self-love, what it is, and what pride is. So do not confuse these two. Okay, and the one I'm going to encourage you to embrace is self-love and not pride. Everything that just that if you sit down and think about it and say, okay, in this area, yes, yeah, I worship myself, or I condemn people, or I'm quick to judge. Just sit down and say, is this right? If not, which is not right, take it. I'm going to work on this area. I'm going to work on this area. I challenge corrections so much. I'm going to work on this area. I overestimate myself. I'm going to work on this area. I don't appreciate people. I'm going to work on this area. So it's part of self-love. Remember, I said correction. So now that we've known these differences, I hope that you also sit down and do a self-evaluation for yourself and work on yourself if there's need to. And if you're already practicing healthy self-love, I celebrate you and please do also continue. Now that'll be all for today's version of Teen Territory's YouTube version. Okay, so next week, Thursday, is going to be on WhatsApp. I'll be looking at delayed gratification versus unlively. I'm going to be sharing on the WhatsApp platform. Should I do a video? I'll think about it. But anyways, if you're not yet part of Teen Territory WhatsApp community, a community of teenagers whereby we make declarations every morning and I get to share on the WhatsApp platform once every week. So what I do is that I share on the WhatsApp platform this Thursday. The next Thursday I come on YouTube to share so that I can also talk. You can get to see my face just beyond typing. You can also get to see my face and interact with me. Okay, so that's why I also encourage you to be part of the Teen Territory community on WhatsApp. You can just send me a message, leave a message in the comment section. I'm going to take it up from there if you're interested. Okay, if you are a new subscriber or you just scrolling through Facebook and you happen to see this video, or you clicked from Facebook, or you got the direct you saw a short clip from Instagram or my WhatsApp status and you had to click on the link to watch. Okay, so please do also subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Teen's Best Friend. Subscribe, leave a comment, and also like this video. It's going to mean a lot to me. Please do also share, copy the link after this video, share it with a friend, post it in a group that you belong to so that someone can also learn the differences and work on themselves if need be. Thank you very much, guys. I hope to see you in my next video. Do not forget to just really practice healthy self-love. Until I come your way again, take care. Bye.